When they say gender affirming care saves lives, this is what they mean. So, story time. Growing up, I always felt, uncomfortable in my body for the most part. I always felt more aligned with the boys. I didn't like my name because I couldn't shorten it to a masculine name. I had a nickname. I'd run around without my shirt on. I had an alter ego that went by Mike. I just, I didn't really relate to the girls. And I always just felt, more comfortable with the boys and living life as a little boy. And unfortunately, puberty hit and I started growing into a female body, more so after puberty, of course. And it was difficult, and I was depressed for a long time. Now, I didn't realize I was trans because I didn't know being trans was a thing. I didn't know that I could switch, that there was medication, that there were surgeries, that there were help for people like me. There was medical care for people like me so that we could, be aligned with our body. And see this. So I lived for a long time angry and depressed, and I tried to take my life, and I self-harmed. And I did these things, and I thought there was no way out. I thought that this is just who I have to be and how I have to live. Until I was in my late 20s, and I dated a woman, and she dated a trans guy after me. And through his story and learning about that, I realized that there were things I could do. And from that point on, I looked up a gender therapist in the area. I saw her for 3 months. I got on hormones. After she approved for that, I got my top surgery within 6 months. I got a hysterectomy a couple years later. Now I'm post-op lower surgery. That was June of 2009. So it's been a long time, right? June will be 17 years. And I feel great. And before transition, when I had to live like a woman, like I said, I wasn't happy. I was just kind of existing in society. I had no goals. I had nothing. And now, well, I'm a personal trainer. I own this gym that you're looking at right here. And I'm living my best life. And I could not be living this way if I couldn't transition. Because I wasn't happy. I wasn't comfortable. I wasn't aligned. Here's the key, right? I wasn't aligned with who I am. And there's lots of people living in this world who are not trans and who are trans. But lots of people who are not aligned with who they are. See, the heart knows who you are deep down. And when you're living outside of your truth, you're going to have that misalignment. You're going to have that friction, okay? But once you're aligned with who you are and you're living your truth, then you can truly live and be free. And for me, it meant being in a male body. Because even though I was born female, and yes, biologically, I will always be female, I am not a woman. I was not a woman. If I was, I would be comfortable in that body. I could have lived my life that way. But nothing about me mentally ever related to that or was aligned with that. And I know this is a hot topic and difficult for a lot of people to understand, and I can't sit here and explain the science either, but I can tell you that biology is complex. It's not black and white. Intersex people exist, and we know that hormonally in the womb, there are things that can happen where a body is not getting enough testosterone or getting too much or whatever, and that can change things. So when they say that gender affirming care saves lives, this is what they mean. I am a productive member of society. I own a business. I am helping a lot of people through my business. I am giving back to my community. I'm giving back to society. I am not on drugs. I am not committing crimes. I am not mentally ill. Now, do I have some issues and have had some issues my whole life? Yes, like we all do. And testosterone and surgeries alone didn't fix all of that. Of course, right? I had to put in the work and continue to put in the work every day to be a better person, to do things differently, to form better habits, right? To learn and grow and communicate better, and express myself better and all that. But it did relieve me of the tension and the misalignment that I was having, and it has made me feel so much better about myself and being able to see and hear and like the man in the mirror when I never did before. And now I have the body that I felt I always should have had. So I'm more aligned, and because I'm more aligned, I'm more motivated to go out here and work on myself and be a better person and live my dream life, which is exactly what I'm doing. So when they say transgender care, or I'm sorry, gender affirming care saves lives, this is what they're talking about. Because I don't know if I'd be here today if I couldn't transition. And I definitely wouldn't be where I'm at right now. Take care. Stay healthy. I'll see you soon.